What a weird question.
I can think of two.
UMG are pronounced Jumg.
First, tell me, what kind of decision would you like to take based on your measurements?
Wow, like are we discussing the concept, or are we discussing like the name of it?
Welcome to the show where everyone speaks perfect Swinglish. It's time for another episode of Jimmy Cards. Today we're drawing a card from the red deck. The red deck consists of questions designed to help us get to know each other, to build a strong team, and hopefully trigger great discussions that triggers change. As usual, my 5 guests will share their interpretation of the question itself, as well as offer an answer colored by their experience and perspective. Playing today are
Henrik Kniberg,
Ola Ellnestam,
Jörgen Damberg,
Lundholm,
Mattias Johansson, aka MPJ.
The topic for today is technical debt, which for many teams are a big headache. As our code base grows bigger and grows older, it can get harder to understand, untangle, alter, change, or debug. Changes require more and more effort, as if we have an unpaid debt of refactoring, test automation, and documentation. Technical debt also have a tendency to accumulate over time, to grow bigger, unless you do something about it. You need to repay the debt and figure out how to not let it run amok again. But if technical debt is a real thing, you should be able to measure it, right? You should be able to put a number on it. Which leads me to the Jimmy Card question of today. If it were possible to measure technical debt, what would the unit be?
I can think of two, either meters or WTFs per hour. Meters is actually, literally, if I were to print out this code, this class here, I did that once to prove a point. It was 7 meters long, this one class. I put it on the table. We had a long table. And we looked at it, and we concluded that, we should refactor this. It probably doesn't need to be more than 1 meter long. So we had 6 meters of technical debt. I like that. And WTFs per hour is a classic too. As a developer, just every time I'm like, what the heck? You know, that's a censored version of WTF. Then I just jot down a mark and just count how many marks per week. And ta-da, you're measuring technical debt.
The name of the measurement is Unigraphs or Unimicadographs. It's UMG are pronounced Jumg. And it's a measure where it's a time really that it takes to set things straight. So it's not a good measure for measuring beforehand. So it's rather a measure that you use afterwards. So you see how long something took to correct really.
the unit would be CPM. It's a metric I've been using before, mainly in crafts. It's the metric of cursors per minute. Given the software developers and the operations staff taking care of it, if you don't do proper DevOps, and the business staff using it, and the help desk and everyone, if you could measure the CPM rate, the cursors per minute, or possibly size per minute, it would be the best metrics possibly. Since it's really hard to measure velocity retardation, that would be the actual measure, I guess. And everybody gets frustrated with technical debt, and that's why the size and the cursors are there. I'm hoping for a good actual implementation of some language analysis AI that could go through this commit comments in the version control system to analyze frustration, irritation, stress, and proudness, or whatever, so we could get a good grasp on how the software developers were thinking, feeling when they commit to the code itself.
Yeah, so anytime when somebody talks about measuring metrics, I say, okay, first tell me, what kind of decision would you like to take based on your measurements. So to answer that question, how to measure something, I need to know what kind of decision you would like to take.
That's such a wonderfully dumb question. I think like I'm thinking like in terms of the name. I want some name that is evocative of the like what it is, you know, because in order to communicate concepts to stakeholders in a team, I think a lot in terms of stories and narrative, and because that is essentially how we transfer information from each other's brains, because we just have these vague concepts inside of ourselves that we need to get out in the world. And so we need good evocative words. So I'm thinking like I like the analogy of credit card debt, you know, like that tech debt is something that you use your credit card to pay for things, and preferably you should be paying it off at the end of the month in order not to pay any interest. But if you don't, like it kind of tends to accumulate, and then you get another credit card, and like, I don't know, so maybe credit cards or like American Expresses or Klarnas. I don't know, like bad things.
What's your definition of technical debt? And what would the unit be? Please share and comment below. As always, if you like this video, please click that thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with your friends and colleagues. Furthermore, feel free to include these videos in your trainings or workshops, or perhaps watch it together with your colleagues and have a discussion on the topic together afterwards. If you want to get a deck for yourself to play with your team members, head over to my website and get one from my shop. A link to where to buy them is of course in the description below. In the previous Unigraphs episode, my guests answered the question, can a person be agile? I loved the perspectives and angles in those answers. If you haven't seen it, just click here. Now, do it. Until next time, explore, have fun, be safe.